It's time for another mock draft here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham, 10.0, my 10th mock draft. This one includes trades, so we're going to fire up the old trade machine on the PFF mock draft simulator. Just a reminder, these are the picks the Bears have as of now. 7 picks in total. They got number 10 overall in the first round, 2 seconds, 39 and 41, the first of which comes from Carolina. Third round pick number 72. No fourth. 149 in round 5, 233 and 240 to wrap things up. No sixth round pick. 7 picks in total. Obviously, things could change between now and the draft. We're going to trade down. We're trading down right out of the chute here. Didn't love the options at number 10. Genty was gone. Both Membu and Campbell were gone. Tyler Warren was as well. So we went ahead and traded down. Kind of a steep trade down. Pittsburgh came calling. How about this offer? 21, 123, first next year for 10 and 233. And I looked back at when the Bears traded from 20 to 11 to go up and get Justin Fields back in 2021. Similar package here. Future first, an additional pick as well. Obviously, this draft may not get quite as much in a trade-up, but what if Shedeur Sanders slides here and the Steelers opt to trade up, or maybe they love a Marion Hampton or someone else at number 10. So I think based on history, this is a legitimate package. And just looking ahead, most people think first-round picks next year are probably going to be more valuable than first this year. So to still have a pick in the first this year at 21, pick up a fourth and a first next year, I wouldn't mind this if something like this came available. Okay, I'm going to do it. Shemar Stewart, the edge out of Texas A&M who tested historically well at the NFL Combine. He is my selection at number 21 overall. And if you watch this show, you guys know I'm very hesitant with Shemar Stewart. I hate it at number 10. I've seen mocks have taken him at 10. I've kind of made my stance clear. Other than Abdul Carter, I don't think there's any edge rusher I would want to take at number 10. I like Jalen Walker and Mike Green, but I think they're more 3-4 edge guys, and based on what Dennis Allen likes, I don't think they fit the mold. And after that, the Stewarts, the Michael Williams, while they fit the mold, I think 10's too early. But if you trade down to 21, you're talking. You get a future first, you get an extra fourth this year. That's something I can live with. There's pros and cons here. The athleticism is just, we've literally never seen it. We've never seen it when it comes to Shemar Stewart. I mean, you look at the testing here, it's a 10 out of 10. He is the number 1 graded defensive end prospect since 1987 in terms of the testing drills. He's number 1. No one has tested better when you combine all the metrics there. So he is a freak athlete. The problem is the production, especially as a pass rusher, just hasn't been there. Now, pressures have been there. He led the team in pressures. He's been a pretty good run stopper. He has a pretty good motor. He's worthy of going in the first round. I just think 10 is too rich. There's just not a lot of track record of guys like this. 1.5 sacks in each of his 3 college seasons, 4.5 total, of turning into a superstar pass rusher. Myles Garrett, tons of pass rush production in college. TJ Watt, lots of sacks. He just doesn't have that. But at 21, it's like, okay, I can live with that. I'm willing to take the swing at that point in the draft for a pass rusher of this caliber. I do think at minimum he would be a good run stopper, and he can at least drive pockets back a little bit. He just doesn't have a lot of pass rush moves. He just doesn't. So can that be developed? I don't know. I kind of sometimes feel like pass rushing is, yeah, you can add tools to the toolkit, but the good ones kind of just have a couple to work with right away. His tools are just being crazy athletic and powerful. That only gets you so far in the NFL. So, look, at 21, I'm okay with it. I would not like it at number 10. What say you? Should the Bears trade down from the number 10 pick? Type Y for yes or type in for no. Certainly open to it. If a blue chip player is there, take them. But if not, and a team wants to trade up, you could certainly trade down. Oh, I love this one. Josh Conerly Jr., the Oregon left tackle, is still on the board when I select at 39 overall. This would be kind of a dream because I think Conerly could go as high as like 20 and as low as probably where these two Bears picks, 39 and 41. So this is probably the bottom of the range of where he could go, but I could see a scenario where he's still sitting out there waiting to be drafted. And 2-year starter at left tackle at Oregon. He's got good measurables. Everyone remembers Mike Green putting him on his ass at the Senior Bowl, but that was just one play. He was voted his team's offensive lineman of the week, so he had a good week there, had a pretty good combine as well. And what did Ryan Poles say at the NFL Combine? We want to add competition at left tackle. I think day 2 is the ideal time for that if you're not going to sign a veteran. Braxton Jones is recovering from a leg injury. He also is entering the final year of his rookie contract. He's also been a good-ish player, but you're not like sprinting to get him extended. Like, this is a big year for him. And a guy like Conerly could push him. He could also take over in 2026 if you want to move on for Braxton. He could even beat him out here in 2025, take advantage of Braxton being injured. So I would love this selection if you could get him at 39. We'll see if he's available or not. Okay, I'm going to trade down again from 41. Bengals come calling. I give them 41. They give me 49, so I drop 8 spots, pick up their 4th, so pretty good. Didn't have a 4th-round pick. Now I've got 2 with the 2 trades that I've done, plus a future first. And I take Kaleb Johnson out of Iowa. I haven't taken him in any recent mocks. It's been a while. We've been kind of Ashton Genty, Quinshon Judkins focused recently, but I still really like Kaleb Johnson. I thought he had a great year last year. I think he can be more of a receiving weapon in the NFL. That Iowa offense is just pretty archaic, as you guys know. But when he gets into a lane, he can really go. His play speed to me is faster than his track speed, which was a 4.57 at the NFL Combine. Just turn on some of his tape, his highlights. When he finds a lane, he can really go. His hips are a little tight. We've talked about that. I don't think he's as shifty as some of the other backs in this draft, but he's a patient runner, lets blocks develop, and again, once he hits that lane, he can really go. He can run the outside zone. He can run between the tackles. I think you could pair him with DeAndre Swift and feel pretty good about that 1-2 punch, and I just continue to believe that the Bears will 100% take a running back in the first 3 rounds. I think 72 is the floor of when they would take a running back. 10, 39, 41, 72, obviously factor in potential trades and moving around. They will not leave day 2 without a running back, in my opinion. Subscribe to Bears Now. We got videos all year long, draft videos, mock drafts, talking about prospects and other videos. We'll do a big board at some point as well. Obviously, we're still covering free agency, the latest news, trade buzz, doing live mailbags with all of you. So plenty of content coming at you every single day, multiple live shows per week. We're having fun. Hit that sub button. Okay, Mason Taylor, round 3 at 72. I think this is proper range for him. I think late second, early mid-third. I think that's a good spot for him. Pretty good production last year. He doesn't give you, he's not going to give you a ton after the catch. He honestly kind of reminds me of Cole Kmet as a receiving tight end. I think Cole's a little bit of a bigger target, maybe a tick more fluid, and probably a little bit better of a blocker, especially at this point. But I think there's similarities there. 6'5", 250, so he's got good size, soft hands, only 1 drop last year for LSU. I think 3rd round, you'd feel good about plugging him into a tight end room. Okay, round 4, pick 119, Vernon Broughton. This is an interesting cat. 35-inch arms for a guy who's 6'5", 311. Kind of built in a lab, right? I mean, his measurables are similar to Gervon Dexter, so he kind of checks that box of, the athletic traits, right? Now, it took him a while to develop. He was kind of just a role player, then this year broke out, became one of their main guys, 4 sacks. I don't know if he's ever a high sack guy in the NFL. He's kind of a tweener, kind of like Dexter was, honestly. They've played Dexter mostly as a 3-tech, but I've always wondered, is he better as a nose who could give you more pass rushing ability as a nose? I kind of wonder that with Broughton as well, but I think you can move him around. I think you could even line him up at end every once in a while with that arm length and just drive tackles back. So I think he's just a guy, he's sitting there in the 4th. You take him, just throw him into your D-line rotation, figure out which spot fits him best. Barrett Carter, the linebacker out of Clemson, with the other 4th-round pick. And I think this is kind of a perfect Jack Sanborn replacement. Can do a little bit of everything. Can cover a little bit. You can blitz him. I think he's got 3 or more sacks the last 2 years for the Tigers. They used him as a pass rusher a little bit. 7 breakups. He's kind of fills up the stat sheet and ran a 4.41 at the combine. So he's got a higher athletic profile certainly than a Jack Sanborn. May not have quite the instincts, but you bring him in here into Dennis Allen's defense, come be the third linebacker. Maybe he competes with someone for that role, and they can deploy him in different situations. Has the athletic profile to contribute on special teams. So they're going to have to find somebody to replace Sanborn because I don't think it's Noah Sewell or Ahmed Agbagbamiga. Okay, we got some T-shirts available. This Nike tee, 45% off right now at chatsports.com/BearsT. Chatsports.com/BearsT. Link is in the comments and in the description. Pick one up today. Link is right there. All right, a couple more picks here. Billy Bowman Jr., I think this would be a steal. I think he's worthy of going early day 3, but if you get him here later in the 5th round, I really like it. His last 3 seasons, he's just done a little bit of everything for Oklahoma. Willing tackler, ball hawk, always around the ball, 11 picks, 14 breakups. They play him in the box some. Now, his missed tackle rate is pretty high. It's over 20%. I think some of that is just he's flying around so fast. I think he gets caught over pursuing sometimes. I think that can be refined a little bit. And I'd rather have a guy like that who flies around too much than a guy – I loved Eddie Jackson, but he was a hesitant tackler. This guy is not that. He wants to stick his nose in there as often as possible. Problem is sometimes he over pursues. But listen, you need a third guy back there with the uncertainty around Brisker and his health. He's versatile as well. He could give you some snaps at nickel. So I like Billy Bowman Jr. on day 3. And then Will Shepard to wrap things up. I actually got to talk to him at the Big 12 Pro Day. Pretty cool guy, down to earth. Good size. You know, I'm just under 6'2", and he's got at least an inch of height on me. So he's probably 6'2 and a half, over 200 pounds. You need a backup, bigger body receiver. The receivers they've added in free agency, Zacchaeus and Devin Duvernay, are both under 5'10". You need guys who can back up Rome Odunze, right? It can be that backup X. I think Will Shepard could do that. I don't know if he gets to the 7th round, but if he does, be a good value. He ran a 4.5 flat at the Big 12 Pro Day. That's a good time for his size as well. You get him late day 3. I think that's a pretty good addition. Okay, there you have it. Bears mock draft 10.0. A couple of notable trades, including trading down to 21, but picked up a 4th-round pick and a future 1st-round pick in a draft that could be better next year. Josh Conerly, Kaleb Johnson in the 2nd round. You get Mason Taylor in the 3rd round as well. And then you go Vernon, Broughton, Barrett Carter around 4, Billy Bowman Jr. around 5, and then Will Shepard in the 7th round. Let us know how we did. A, B, C, D, or F. How would you grade mock draft 10.0? We're not going to get to 25 mock drafts like we did last year, but 15-plus incoming. I think that's well on the table for us at this point in time. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in to Chicago Bears Now. We will continue to pump out the content here on this channel, so don't miss out. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and bear down.